Jason's not in it at all. What? I'm falling out of my chair.
So the original OG 1980 Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Which is, a lot of people don't know, very different from the rest of the franchise.
Yeah, I didn't know, and I'm always saying how Jason's my favorite. Jason's my favorite. I felt a little silly.
Yeah, if you're going into this movie expecting, like, you're a Jason fan, but you haven't seen the original,
Yeah,
you're going to be very surprised.
I was very surprised. I mean, to me, it's still a classic. It's a really good mystery slasher. Not too scary, though. Honestly, it probably was back in the day when I was a kid.
I mean, this one to me, like, I grew up watching this one along with all the others, so it's not a surprise to me. But it's just, like you said, a very different movie. It leans more into the mystery. Like we talked about, like Halloween, you know who the killer is. You're watching that unfold, whereas this is, you don't know who it is the whole time.
No.
And you see a lot of the kills from the killer's point of view, and so it's got a very, very different vibe than once he becomes Jason, and it's a full-on slasher.
This is, like you said, more of a mystery, and it's obvious that people know the killer. So that tells you the killer doesn't have a mask on, because at one point somebody's like, "Oh, it's you."
Yeah.
And what are you doing here? So it's like, oh, okay.
And it's weird too, and I said this when we were watching it. It being a mystery, I don't feel like there's a whole lot of red herrings in there. Like, because as soon as someone you start thinking, ooh, this could be that person, they're dead like within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and
So
that's
it's like,
absolutely what I was, because I knew who the killer was. Because you told me, and I'd heard it, years ago, I guess too. But so watching it, kept trying to think, could I figure it out? And you're right. Like, there was one person I was like, oh, could be him. And then immediately you see, oh, nope, he just got killed. So, oh, not him. So it doesn't.
Yeah, he's hanging on the back of the door now.
Yeah, so it doesn't make you think of a mystery of each individual person the whole time, where, I mean, the end's just a shock just because you've never expected that person. But all of the people you do kind of suspect, you only suspect them for like maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and then it's like, oh, okay, I was wrong with that one.
And why it works too is it moves really, really quickly, because the kills start like pretty, like at the very beginning of the movie, and they're spread out throughout, and they don't spend a lot of time on setting up like backstories for characters and stuff like that. And I think the writing was done well enough that just the conversations and the way the group interacts and their chemistry is enough to give them enough of their own personality and to you to get to know the group, that you don't need all this backstory and stuff.
Right.
So it allows the movie to kind of move pretty quickly.
Because I think we paused it at one point, and we were already, I think, 50 minutes in, and there had only been the one initial kill, or maybe two. And it's like, wow, most of the people are still alive, and we're pretty far into the movie. But I wasn't bored at all. Normally 50 minutes in, if there's not a lot of killings, I'm like, okay, what am I watching here?
Exactly. And when we say it's a mystery and it's not a slasher, it definitely is, because there's kills. Like, I mean, and Tom Savini, who had just come off of like Dawn of the Dead and was known for that, came in saying, I'm going to make this look as real as I possibly can. And he does.
Does a good job, which you've met him a few times at the like Frightmares and stuff.
And I think it was actually marketed more for the gore at the time too.
Which there's definitely gore in it and blood squirts and things. It's just compared to the movies nowadays, it's so much more subdued.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's bloody and the kills are cool and they look pretty realistic, especially for that time, but it's not like over the top.
Yeah. It probably was for then, though.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, back then. Yeah, I'm sure. Another thing that I think really works, and it's the score. I mean, it's iconic, right? Like, most people, when you hear any part of the music of Friday the 13th, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah. Which I thought it was like, cha, cha, cha. Or wait. Chi, 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 Cha cha cha. Is that what I thought it
I
was?
think
Or
you thought it was chi 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 ma ma ma.
but what is it actually?
The composer said that he uses syllables from part of the script, and it's actually ki 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 ma ma ma.
Yeah.
And so, but because that's always been a big. Either way you do
It doesn't matter. As soon as you hear that, it's creepy.
Yeah, and they've used that through all the movies, and
Yeah.
because it's so good.
But the score also like speeds up, as like the killer's coming towards the person or they're chasing.
Yeah, which is very different. Like I talk about Halloween, like that music is iconic as well, but it's more moody. It's more like a little bit
It's
slower.
like the same, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's more foreboding, whereas this escalates the signal.
Yeah.
It creates a tension. Okay, so let's get into ratings. What would you rate?
This one to me is a classic. I think so. I would say it's a buyer. The acting was well done. Kevin Bacon is in it. Shout out to him when he was young. It's a solid movie.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a buyer. Like you said, and the acting is, to me, surprisingly good for that time, for a, let's say, I don't want to say cheaper movie, but a more low budget movie. Like, they're all really good, and Kevin Bacon does a great job in it. People would be surprised if they haven't seen it, so definitely.
I know I was.
Yeah.
Okay, can we get into some spoilers?
Yes. So if you haven't seen the original Friday the 13th, pause, go watch one of our other reviews, and come back once you've seen it.
Okay, I always knew that it was the mom at the end, that it wasn't Jason doing the killings, that it was the mother in part one, and that was the big twist.
Yeah.
I was gobsmacked that you never see, like, the symbol of Jason.
The iconic Jason.
Yeah, I thought, okay, yeah, it's the mom doing the killings, but I thought she was dressed up as Jason. Like, she was dressed up with the hockey mask and killing these people. And because I remember saying, I just don't see how it could have been the mom when it's this big guy the whole time doing the killings, and then it ends up being this smaller, older lady. But it's because they never show you the killer in this movie. Not once. Because this one also is different because the killings are more, like just with the knife or sneaking up on somebody and killing them. It's not the Jason that I know and the Jason that I like so much, where like he's picking them up by in a sleeping bag and banging them up against a tree, or like picking them up by his, by the throat. So I think it's funny that I'm like, Jason's my favorite, and I didn't even see the original.
And it's such a weird thing that this one spawned such an iconic, like, Mount Rushmore of slashers.
Yeah.
And he's in the first one, like in this little dream sequence, but not the iconic Jason.
But he's a child.
Knows. Yeah.
In the dream sequence.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, there's Jason, there's Freddy, there's Michael Myers, and there's Texas Chainsaw. Those are like the original OGs, and then Ghostface came, along, and of course many others. But those are the like masks that are, the fact that Jason's not in it at all, and then you tell me that he doesn't even get the hockey mask till part 3.
Yep.
What? Like, I'm falling out of my chair because I immediately after we watched this, I was like, okay, I got to see the 2 and 3 because obviously I have not watched these.
Jason was never supposed to be the villain. Like, it's just once this took off, that's when they're like, okay, we need to continue the story. And then that's how they
and you can't continue it with the mom because her head chopped off. And to talk about that kill, so she the final girl in the movie, she reveals herself, and then they get into a fight and she gets her head cut off with a machete. If you watch it closely, it was a stunt coordinator that was actually in the suit that the head comes off. If you look at the hands, there's big hairy man hands like doing this, like when the head gets cut off. And you can see the hair on the hands, but also pay attention to the arms because the hair's coming out of the sweater.
Yeah. And Betsy Palmer, who I think did a really great job as the mom, was a well-known TV actress. And when she has said, "Oh, I did it for the money. I needed a new car, or I wanted a new car," and she had said, "Oh, the script was a piece of trash." But once it came out and it just blew up and it became this, just big thing, she embraced it and was like going to conventions and, realized how big of a thing it was.
I'm glad she changed her mind about it.
Yeah.
Like as far as how she feels about it. So Kevin Bacon, because you told me that you heard something, like the part that he dies in.
Oh yeah, that's a cool kill too.
Yeah,
he's laying on the bed.
Oh, it's underneath.
It's underneath and it's an arrow. He's laying on the bed and
it's almost slow motion, it poking out of the neck.
Yeah, and it comes up through the bed and through his neck and does that, and blood starts coming out. And what had happened is it was coming out slower than they had wanted, and so the stunt team, and Tom Savini had talked about this, like pressed really hard on like the thing to, kind of get the blood, and it starts spurting out, which they didn't expect and they didn't want, but it ended up looking really, really cool in the
Well,
the
to me that works. You would think that it would squirt out of the neck.
Yeah.
Like if you hit an artery, it would be like, you would think.
Yeah, no.
Or at least movies now have it squirting out all the time.
Yep.
So he started a trend.
Yeah.
And of course, this movie I only jumped, I think, twice. Which again, I remember being terrified of Friday the 13th as a kid. And when you and I tried to watch them when we were first married, I don't know which, you obviously started showing me one that has him in it. Yeah. Because it had Jason in it. I remember you laughing at me because I was getting so scared. And I was like trying to change the channel and be like, let's watch something else.
I was so like just gobsmacked that you were
That's
scared.
our word, this one.
Yeah, because and maybe it's because I've just seen him so many times and like I grew up and I was like, you're scared? Really?
I was scared. So this one, I didn't get scared, but I did jump. But I enjoy it. It's a fun mystery slasher movie. But I'm sad that Jason's not in it, or at least that character's not portrayed. Which is why I immediately was like, I would like to watch the next ones. I want to see him get the mask.
Yeah, you got to get your Jason fix.
Yeah, I got to get, because that didn't give it to me. Yeah. That's the only thing I will say. If you're wanting to watch a Jason movie, then I would skip ahead and start at like 4.
Yeah, it's not a Jason movie. It's a good movie, but it's not a Jason movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments what you thought of the 1980 Friday the 13th. Does it still hit, or is it a miss? And should we continue to watch the Friday the 13th till I get my Jason fix? I think so. But let us know.
Thanks for joining us today. And remember, around here, the fear is family.
Bye. Cha, 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 chi, chi. Thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And tune in next time to The Fear Review, where the fear is family.